Hi, everyone, and happy Labor Day. There is just too much news to go over for cross country and the Diamond League. I'll cover diamonds on a separate video. First, let us build on the last video. So if you guys have not checked it out, please do. There were some excellent comments and information I received, and I am very excited about what Florida has going on because it seems like they have a complete cross country team for the ladies. I am glad they are building on Parker Valby's success. First, let us start with the comment stream from the last video. Philadelphia wrote, I spent some time on the NC State 23-24 roster and uncovered a few more interesting recruiting details. Besides Angelina Napoleon, who has the 3 fastest high school steeple times ever, but seems to be good at everything, State has picked up some other very good runners. I noticed the name Abby Lovaise listed as a freshman and thought, I have seen that name before. Well, Abby was a standout at Princeton for 4 years, posting some very respectable times. And she transferred into the Wolfpack as a grad student. Then there's the freshman Kate Putman from North Syracuse High School, the same area Brooke Raber comes from, who was one of the outstanding New York State cross-country runners last year, and who also won the high school mile at Merrill's in February. They signed Gianna Corzo's sister, Jolina, who, if anywhere as good as Gianna, second place at the ACC 10,000 behind KT with 33.13, could develop into a reliable fifth guy, which, as you well know, is frequently the key spot on a roster. On top of all that, there are a lot of familiar returning names, including Sydney Seymour, who had a spotty season last year, but has shown signs of greatness, and Mariah Howlett, who got fifth at the aforementioned ACC 10,000 meters. I read somewhere that Hennis is planning to field cross-country teams at 2 different meets the same weekend early this season. Deep? That's deep. And I responded with, thank you, Philadelphia. This will be a very interesting and exciting year. I think splitting your team into 2 different meets at the same time is a good decision. That way they get some playing time along with attention, and in this case, running time. I'd hate to see talent like this sitting idle and not doing anything. I would also spread the talent on both teams as well. I think Tui and Camille would be excellent candidates to lead the different teams, but we will see what Hennis will decide. Thank you for the valuable info on the incoming athletes as well. And Dreadnought Pierre puts in an excellent note about Florida. He remarked by saying, Will Palmer has also brought in transfers to build up the cross-country team at Florida. Florida will now have a complete team running at cross-country meets. This season, look for some new talent to be joining Parker Valby at meets. Samantha Palmer is responsible for keeping Parker Valby positive and helping her to overcome injuries. Samantha has made Parker Valby a better runner. Look out. Parker's NIL deal allows her to compete at Florida and finish her undergraduate degree. Florida athletics is very talented and the cross-country teams are going to be better. Also, Dreadnought Fear posted, Amelia Downie has transferred from New Mexico to Florida, and Flomena Asekol has transferred from Alabama to Florida. Downie and Flomena with Parker for a very dangerous trio of talent. And Philadelphia added to the conversation by saying Florida also picked up Elise Thorner. Elise was 40th at NCAAs, so they have Parker, Flomena, Downie, and Thorner. They are strong contenders if they can find a 5th girl who can finish better than about 70th. Of course, it looks like NC State can line up the 2022 first Tui, 3rd Kimmel, 9th Tynesma, 15th Bush, and 29th Moreno. And it's possible that they have some even faster personnel between the other running Wolfpack and the outstanding high school recruits. On paper right now, NC State looks very strong for a 3-peat, but stuff happens. Stay tuned, and I would like to say go Gators. This cross-country season will be absolutely crazy, with not to mention Stanford Rosen Willis being the largest collegiate track star to sign an NIL deal, joining NC State's Caitlin Tui and Florida's Parker Valby. Shout out to DieStats for putting out this news. Welcome to the new era of track and field, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I verified this information from Jonathan Galt from Let's Run, but for whatever reason, Florida's track and field roster website has not been updated, but that full team would be Parker Valby, Samantha Palmer, Amelia Downie, Flomena, and Elise Thorner. If all of these ladies stay relatively healthy, then I can see them do some damage at championships. Now, as far as events, I will be looking close to this cross-country season. It will be the George Kite Classic, which took place this past weekend. Then we have the John McNicholas Invitational on September 16th, followed by Roy Garrick Invitational on September 22, Cowboy Jamboree soon after that, and the Nuttycombe Invitational on October 13th, before heading into college finals and the NCAA championships. Since the Kite Classics are over, for the men's race, and no surprise, you had Northern Arizona taking that team win, followed by Arizona, Arizona State, and Grand Canyon, and exact standings for the women's race as well. Drew Bosley Sr. finished first place with a time of 21:32 of Northern Arizona. And on the women's side, Ruby Simi Jr. of Northern Arizona finished with a time of 14:34. Ruby had an okay season last year, but not enough to make it to the finals in the 5,000 or 10,000. However, Drew was great last year, but looked like he was injured after the Stanford invite. And for the preseason rankings brought to you by USTF CCCA, for the women's, we have NC State, Northern Arizona, Oklahoma State, Notre Dame, and Colorado. And our Florida team is at number 9. And for the men's, we have Northern Arizona, Oklahoma State, BYU, Stanford, and Wisconsin at the top 5. But let me know what you guys think as far as what cross-country event or team you are looking forward to this season. Moving forward, this channel will be podcast formats, and our second channel will follow a format similar to production. And the third channel will just be on viral shorts, as there are 3 separate audiences right now in track and field because of YouTube always changing your algorithm, which frustrates the heck out of the creators and it drives us insane. And just putting all types of content in one channel just does not help as far as organization is concerned, because these audiences are totally different. You guys will see those channels soon, and videos as well show up on your YouTube recommendations. Depending if YouTube wants to show you those content, it's all up to them. I will see you guys in the next video. But before I go, take a look at this one, which features NC State and Parker Valby. Have a great day.